Here we are. Welcome in and welcome back, everybody, to Sports Profit TV. This is the MLS Live podcast, and we are finally here. We're finally talking Major League Soccer playoffs, round one, game one. These are best of three. So we'll get into the first game of the series for every respective matchup. Garrett, how are we doing?
Good, man. Good. We finished the season strong. Like a real good show day on decision day. Missed our first multi-unit play of the season thanks to an 11-minute red card.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, man, I can't complain. The show was still good. The plays were still good, still profitable. Just a good year, man. It's been a good year.
Yeah, another good year, we should say, because they've all been pretty kind to us. Knock on wood, and do whatever you got to do to keep the gambling gods on your side. I think that's why we got that early red card, to be honest with you, because they couldn't let us go 13-0 on the multi-unit plays. You got to have at least one loss on those, right? So, yeah, that's my personal opinion. But let's just jump into it, man. We've got some awesome matchups to get to for the first game of round one here. And we're going to be starting with a rematch of the last game of the season, Inter Miami and Nashville.
Yeah, these teams played on decision day to a 5-2 extravaganza, Messi hat trick, just all the bells and whistles. And ended up being that, it's going to be these two teams in a best of three. And they kick off Friday. It's so weird, man. Like the league plays on Saturdays, no Saturday games, like for game one. It's going to be Friday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Like they just keep rolling after that. So, but we're going to go right back here. And Miami's at home. I think last I checked for their price, it wasn't terrible on the money line, but I want to follow some trends, get away from just a straight money line here. Going to add a little to it with Inter Miami plus both teams to score. So Inter Miami to win plus both teams to score gets you up to plus 140, which I absolutely love. Again, I called this game last show about how there's always goals and they bring the best out of each other. And they do when it comes to attacks. Like both teams are going to score. Miami, though, has owned Nashville in the results department. In their last 5 matches together head-to-head, they've all gone over 3, or they've all had 3 or more goals, I should say. Both teams to score has hit, and Miami has won. Like, Miami just has Nashville's number here. It's just it's just kind of wild. But with Miami at home, I'd expect them to get them off to a strong start in a best-of-3 series, one that I think they could close out in Nashville the next week in 2 games. But yeah, this just offers too much value, man, for these attacks. If Miami goes up like you would expect them to, Nashville's going to have to answer. Like you want to try to not dig yourself into a hole here in game one. So both teams to score, I think it's like minus 250, 260, like in that range. Miami to win is still got some juice. This just gets it to a nice plus 140, man, on a game where I think the trend is absolutely going to continue. With both teams to score and Miami winning. Like that's just been the thing. There is a trend here with game ones where it's conservative and the unders kind of rule, except in certain matchups. And we saw this last year too. And this is one of the matchups, man, where I don't think the under necessarily is in play, but I don't want 3.5. Like this could easily be 2-1, right? And you land on that 3. And so this, in my opinion, is a way to avoid having to be on the over 3.5 and getting stuck with a 2-1.
Yeah, I really like this look. I was actually surprised when I saw the price on this because it seems kind of likely. I mean, not to knock on wood again, but I looked back. I mean, since Messi has been here, the 3 games that have been played in Miami have been Miami wins and both teams to score. And Nashville's attack is better than it was in those last 3 meetings. So, or the last two meetings before this year, right? So, it just kind of does feel inevitable. I like the price, kind of using the odds in our favor here. I looked Miami money line straight up is like minus 200 now, so not super playable by itself, and neither is both teams to score. So. And there's no away goals, right? in these best of three?
No, it's they do it like so. Like if you draw here, you're going to PKs,
Right.
and the winner of the PK claims that one, right? And so same thing for game two. If you get a so let's say Miami wins game one, right? If Nashville wins game two, then they have extra time game three. Like you're not going to go straight to PKs for game three. You're going to play it out fully. But the first two games, if it's tied after 90, we're going straight to PKs. And then you get like the win, quote unquote, right? So
Fair enough. Cool. I like that one. This, like you said, I mean, we'll definitely have some looks at some unders in these playoffs, but this is not one for me either. So, all right, scooting right along, we got FC Cincinnati at home in a playoff edition of Hell is Real, hosting the Columbus Crew. This is mine. I am going the other direction. It's instead of taking a lot of goals, I'm hopefully taking not many goals in this one. Got it, the under 3 at -105. Um, I just think that this is a regular season number, to be honest with you. I think that we're going to see definitely situationally some really cagey games, and this has the makings of it to me. Plus, you look at injuries. Columbus is going to be without Ali. He's out like 5-6 weeks with a broken ankle, a hairline fracture. And then Diego Rossi is questionable. Farsi is questionable. You got to think Rossi probably tries to go here. He's been nursing like a hamstring, but they are both officially listed as questionable. So that hurts Columbus's attack, obviously. You might think that, you know, just be a little bit more cautious on the road anyways. But then you look at Cincinnati, right? This Cincinnati side, they're already fifth best in the league in goals allowed. And now they get Nwobodo back. So that's huge for the Cincinnati defense. He is their best defensive midfielder, and he's back. Also on the injury front, Orellano, I think is how you pronounce him. He is also questionable. So, and he's kind of more of an attacking winger, wingback type guy. So I like the under here. What do you think of this one, Garrett?
this one's hard, man. With it being with the playoffs and stuff, like if you gave me a result, I would be like, yeah, that's probably in the cards. Like I really see like this game going so many different ways. I do lean the under as well. Since his attack is still just it's two dudes. It's two dudes and it's overperforming. Which is what elite players do. Elite players are going to overperform their numbers. I with the way Columbus's injury report is looking right now, I have to think they're coming in here to get it to PKs and try to win it in PKs.
Right.
I just don't see them really pushing much here. If you look how they played away to close out the last month and a half, it it was a lot of draws. A lot of draws. Um, like you could tell me this was 0-0 and I would believe you. Like there's just something about this the way this team is these two teams are going to match up here in the playoffs that just like bugs me from a betting standpoint. But the under three price is really good here. Like I don't fault the under three at all. Like I said, I lean there, and the price is really
Yeah. The more we talk about this one, the more I really do feel like it's a really strong look. So definitely like that one for starters here. Okay. On to our next playoff matchup. Got Vancouver Whitecaps, another rematch hosting Dallas.
this might be an unpopular pick. I'm just going where the numbers in the gut tell me, but because I like Vancouver to probably win this game and take the series. I think Vancouver's a real threat in the West. But I'd expect, like I said, more of these games uh, than not to be closely contested affairs in game ones. Dallas has crushed the spread on the road this season. And I was honestly surprised that plus 1.5 it was playable with guys returning from suspension. If you remember decision day, they didn't have Musa, they didn't have Farrington, their two best goal scorers that they have on their roster currently. They needed a lot of stuff to go their way on top of winning. It all fell their way. I got to think like with guys coming back from suspension, the adrenaline probably still flowing from decision day win and making the playoffs like they did. Um, I'm gonna back the plus 1.5 spread here for Dallas.
Okay.
It is a little juicy. I couldn't believe the spread was this high. In this given this situation, playoffs game one. I think we're in for like a 1-0 or 2-1 type of affair. I'm not against the under here either. It's a similar price at the under 3.5 as it is to the plus 1.5 spread. But Vancouver's just playing a little too open for me lately. That I think Dallas has the capacity to hang if this one opens up more than I'm expecting it to. So that's why I'm actually going to just, plant my flag on the plus 1.5. If it opens up, we've seen Dallas answer on the road. They played Miami. I think they actually won that game regular season when Miami was starting to torch them in just a barn burner. Dallas came back to actually cover the spread and win outright as a dog. So yeah, I think Vancouver wins this game, but I'm staying close to the spread here at plus 1.5.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, like you said, this is a numbers play, and it feels like that's the angle, just value on the line. I expected this more to be in the juiced 0.75, pushing a a -1 here for Vancouver. I
That's the one. I expected it to be around a one.
Yeah, I like Vancouver too. I mean, I think we both like this Vancouver team, but again, match number one, 3-game series. FC Dallas is playing with house money here to keep it within that number. And then also you got to think about Vancouver potentially going up. If this game's tied in the second half and they go up one, they might play kick the can a little bit because a win's a win, right? So um, I definitely see where you're coming from on this one. And I think this one also kind of qualifies as another one of our world famous gut plays, right?
I
All
can see
right.
it. Yeah, I mean Vancouver's going to be popular. I think they have the biggest money line of round one. Yeah, they're bigger dog. They're bigger favorites than LAFC over
They
Austin.
are.
So
Okay.
yeah, Dallas is a dog, man. They fight. We've seen it all season. We saw it on decision day. Like I didn't, and we were on Vancouver for the show. Like that was part of a combo play
Yep.
because Dallas was done and dusted for me. Right? They got no attack, nothing going on. End up winning the game, getting us to fall their way. Like I said, yeah, you just got to keep going with the spread, man. The spread Dallas spread on the road has been one of the best bets in MLS this season.
All right. Speaking of LAFC, that's our next game. LAFC hosting my Austin. Well, I'm fading my team again. I don't know what my record is betting on games that involve Austin, but I know it hasn't been good. Whether I back them, whether I bet against them, fair warning, it just hasn't been good. But I am going to go. I think I've got a decent feel for this game. Decent feel for how Nico Estevez is going to approach this from the Austin standpoint, from the tactical standpoint here. And I think that's going to be very conservative. I think there's a good chance that this game is 0-0 or 1-0 at halftime because that is just their nature, especially in a playoff setting. That's how this guy has always managed. It's how he's always set his team up in playoff situations or big game situations on the road. It's just how he is. I really like this LAFC team. I probably like this money line better than any of the other favorite money lines as far as a parlay piece, but I had to find a way to get this playable. So I'm combining it with the under 4.5 goals at a nice tidy -108. This LAFC team, man, I mean, we've talked about them a lot, but they're really solid. The only worry here, which if I guessed, I don't think Austin scores, but and I don't think LAFC scores 5, but they're not good at chasing games. I'll tell you that. Austin's not good at chasing games. So if the goals come early, I would have some concern. But I don't think they're going to come early. So I mean, I really think these guys are going to really bear down. It's going to be hard for LAFC to score the first goal in this game. So that's why I'm taking the LAFC plus the under 4.5.
I like the price here with the under 4.5. I have a look on this game as well that I'll tap into a little bit later. But no, I do tend to agree with you. I think Austin's another team coming in like, hey, let's let's try to rob the bank at the very end or win it in PKs. Like
Right.
it's just one of those where they're just trying to hang. Everyone knows what this LAFC team can do lately with Sun and Bawanga uh, just clicking like crazy right now. So yeah, Austin's definitely gonna I think defend for their lives, and LAFC is just always going to be a better counter-attacking team, how they're set up. And Austin is not going to have possession here. That is not going to be
Yeah.
the game plan. And so LAFC's attack is just always a little clunkier when they dominate possession and actually have to like
Yep.
move the ball into the final third um, at a slower pace. So yeah, this makes perfect sense.
Heck yeah. All right. Hey, what do you think of that kid? The kid that LAFC got from I think Stoke through Brighton. The Irish kid, Moran. Have you watched him play yet this year?
Yeah, he's fine. It doesn't blow me away. More like a let's put him in a different environment, see what he can do. Someplace he can actually get some quality play time, maybe be around some higher profile players, than at Stoke, and he's never going to
Right.
see time on Brighton, right? So like, it just seems like a move to kind of jumpstart his development and career a little bit more. I think he's good. I've enjoyed what I've seen so far. I have no complaints.
Cool.
But he doesn't wow me yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a good second half substitute kind of guy.
Yeah, just more good depth for LAFC.
Fantastic. All right. On to oh, this will be a fun one. This place was going to be rocking.
Charlotte and NYCFC. Charlotte is hosting New York. And we're going to be on the under 3 here at almost my juice tolerance at minus 148. Charlotte's down BL and Zaha here. I've seen multiple outlets report that Zaha is suspended from his red card in the final season. I mean, the final game on decision
Yep.
day. I wasn't sure if that was going to extend in the playoffs or not, but multiple outlets are reporting that it is. And so Beal, they're hoping that if they can make a deep run into the playoffs, maybe he'll be back sometime in 25. But that right now, they're not expecting him or holding their breath to have him in this first series of games. And then New York City, they're just more conservative on the road, right? Like they just don't score as much. Defense is still okay, but they're just more conservative when they travel. Have been all season. And so, with the trend of tighter games and more unders in game ones, this just feels like a great under 3 spot. I don't love a side here. PKs are certainly in the cards as far as I'm concerned. If you can get a 0-0 or 1-1, but I love the push protection on the 3. I'm getting the whole 3 here at a price that I'm still comfortable playing with. Yeah, this is one of the easier unders for me for the first round of games.
Yeah, what's interesting about this one, this is we talked about Nico Estevez with Austin. Dean Smith is actually another manager that tends to be more conservative in these situations and kind of likes to set up defensively. You don't have Beal, you don't have Zaha. I think that's what this game is going to look like. We've talked a little bit about Charlotte's defense taking a dip this year. They're actually eighth best in goals allowed in Major League Soccer this year. So it's not like this has been a bad
It's just
defensive
yeah, I would
unit.
say a dip just because it's not as elite as it
Right.
has been for 2 years in a row now. Like, they're not just absolutely shutting everyone out.
Right. But I do think we see Dean Smith kind of make sure to lock down the defensive setup here. And yeah, I mean NYC definitely, they're a good defensive team too, and they're going to be on the road. So I think the juice is probably worth the squeeze on this one. I personally, I do the same thing a lot. I'll pay the juice to get to 3 because I don't want to deal with a half loss if it lands 3-0, 2-1 or whatever. Might as well. The difference in a game getting to 4 and 3 is a pretty big difference. So um, I like it. All right. one more, and this one's yours too, buddy.
Yep. So, like I said, we were tapping that LAFC game again with just a straight money line. I like you said, I expect them to win over Austin. The difference is, I can't tell you how that's going to look. Right? Is it going to be 1-0 or 3-1? Like I don't know how that game is gonna play out. As far as a total when you really try to break it down. So I'm just sticking to the money line. Although I go back, I don't expect 5 goals here, right? So that's why like I'm totally comfortable with comboing it with the under 4.5. That makes perfect sense. But we're gonna take that money line and we're gonna parlay it with Minnesota both teams to score as they host Seattle. Okay. Minnesota Seattle, in my opinion, has 1-1 written all over it. Again, game one's tighter, more conservative. No one wants to get into an early hole in the best of three. I think Seattle probably matches any Minnesota goal. And honestly, I think here we're just hoping to avoid the 0-0. But I do like both teams to score spot better here than in most of the other matches for round one. And so when you throw that together, again, you're taking another massive favorite. LAFC is like minus 230, minus 240, throwing it with like a minus 175, minus 180, both teams to score and getting plus 135 here. I really like this price considering the matchups. And yeah, I think this is the best way to approach this Minnesota game, in my opinion.
Cool. Right on. Yeah, I know Seattle's definitely getting healthier, which is huge for their attack because they've desperately needed to get healthier. JMO's back, I believe. Um, good to see. I like this Minnesota team. To be honest with you, this is kind of my sneaky little dark horse in the West. I think they could get hot, and they're really good defensively. And I think that style with the speed they've got on the counter could be really dangerous in this tournament. But I'm with you on this one. I mentioned earlier, I love LAFC as a money line piece. Probably my favorite one of the entire game one, round one slate. And then I'm personally unsure what to do with the Minnesota Seattle game. I don't have anything against both teams to score. I just wasn't really something I wrote down. But again, we're at plus 135 here. So, hard to argue with a great price. All right. All right. All
Chicago
right.
is torching Orlando.
What is it now?
3-0.
Man. Yeah.
Chicago's going to win this in two with this kind of performance. Like, yeah, they're going to go to Orlando, beat Orlando at home, maybe in PKs, but they're gonna take that series.
What's the word on I can't remember his name. Franco. Franco, that's his name. Is he coming back or is he like done for the year?
No,
Or is he
he's done. I
done?
think he blew his knee.
Oh, that's brutal because he was a great addition to that team.
No, he was killing it in his start, but no, he is toast for a while.
Man, I hope it didn't happen on our artificial turf. I'm very anti-artificial turf. We need to go back to natural grass in every sport. But all right. So we gave out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 official playoff picks for round one, game one. As of now, the plan is to be back here on Wednesday. We'll put out the official word next week once we solidify everybody's schedule. And we will be on the second game of the first round series at that point.
You've pretty much got guaranteed games up until November 3rd, just about every day. So great time for soccer. When you don't have anything to watch on at night. Like I said, Nashville, Miami kickoff tomorrow. So playoffs officially start after these playing games that are going on tonight are done. And then, yeah, you've got it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it just keeps rolling at least one game a night. So it's a good time. Always some
Love it.
action to have.
Oh, fantastic, man. This is absolutely the best time of year for sports. All righty. Well, folks, I always forget to ask at the beginning, but please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Twitter at MLS Live Podcast, on X there. And I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, guys. Best of luck to whatever you're on this weekend.
See you guys.